Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. Today's video is going to be my monthly haul for July. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Once a month, I come on here to show you what I got new in, either because I purchased it myself or because I received some PR. This time, we're having a bit more of a PR related haul because I didn't buy a whole lot myself because I'm sort of like holding out for when I travel in August and making sure I have a bit of money then. So I didn't buy that much myself, but I was contacted by two brands saying, hey, would you like to try some of our new products? And I was like, yes, because both of these brands and some of these products were actually on the list of things that I would like to try at some point. So let me just get to it. Before we do that, it may be good to know that I have preferences when it comes to makeup. Who doesn't? But my preferences are skewed a little bit differently than most creators here on the platform because of my undertone. I have fair skin and I've got a cool to neutral undertone, and this greatly influences how I feel about makeup and what I like trying. So it also goes into the makeup I buy and that I say yes to when it comes to PR. I've been a makeup reviewer for more than a decade, so I know what I like, and if I say something is a favorite, it's a favorite. You can bet on it. And I love my eyeshadow palettes, so when I get to try those, I'm always extra happy. I love Essence and Catrice. I really enjoy getting the use out of my makeup, so I hope you do too, and that this channel has something to offer that you would like to have, that you're interested in. So I hope you'd like to consider subscribing by clicking subscribe down below and joining my Snow Angel family. Let me kick things off with a brand that I've tried some other bits from in the past, and that's What's Up Beauty. They contact me saying, hey, we've got these new brushes coming out. They're made for hooded eyes, and we would like to send you our entire Geodes collection as well. So that was great because I love the brushes I got the first time round, and a lot of them made it into my everyday makeup stash. And I tried their Desert Monsoon palette at the time, and even though the color story wasn't necessarily right up my street, their Geodes palette had been in the back of my head going like, if I ever want to try like some more What's Up Beauty, that's definitely one that's going to go into the cart because I think this color story works a bit better with what I like. So I'm super excited for that. And what I didn't know, but What's Up Beauty actually started as a nail polish brand. So guess what? They sent me the entire Geodes nail polish collection as well. So I don't really do my nails a whole lot anymore. I just tend to just like try to keep them short and filed, and that's about it because my nails are, I don't know what happened to them, but I used to wear nail polish all the time back when my nails were weak, and I've really trained my nails to be a lot stronger, and ever since then I've pretty much stopped wearing nail polish. But some of these shades look absolutely stunning. Let me take them out of the box. I should have been better prepared for this, shouldn't I? So this is the shade Clay, and it looks like a really nice like taupey brown matte, which back when I was still really like wearing a whole lot of nail polish, a taupe was just like with eyeshadow. I've had the same preferences for years. Then this is one of the very exciting ones. This is the shade Peridot, which is a duochrome. It reminds me a lot of I think I still actually have it, because I didn't throw out my nail polish, because nail polish can keep for decades if you keep it in a dark spot for sure. It doesn't expire that quickly. It may smell a bit terrible when it goes on, but once it dries down, you can't tell. So you can keep nail polish for a long, long time if it doesn't gloop up. So this is a really, really pretty shade. It reminds me a lot of a Catrice one I used to have. I think that was actually a shade by like a similar shade name. I don't remember what it was called. Then we have Earth-like, which again, it's like a nude rosy brown, but then with like lots of different flecks of like different colored shimmers. It looks absolutely stunning. This is, again, back when I was really into nail polish, these nail polish would have exactly tickled the itch, like exactly. Then we have Agate. Is that how you say that in English? I don't know how to pronounce that in English. This is not necessarily my vibe. It's a bit too pink, a bit warm toned, but still very pretty and shiny. Another duochrome. This is the shade Crystal. This one is definitely up my street. That sort of purpley base with a blue flash. I love. That was actually one of the first ever nail polish colors I bought myself back when I was like first got into nail polish. It was like a purple with a blue flash from, at the time, still called Collection 2000. Who remembers that? Who remembers Collection 2000? Oh boy, that was a ride. Rhodonite? I don't know how to pronounce that either. But this is another matte, and it's like this really nice, neutrally pinky brown shade. It's like a rose. It's very pretty as well. So if I were very much still into doing my nails, these shades are just the bomb. I love them. And then of course they sent me their brushes. Now I already did take these out of its packaging because I just thought it would be easier to show you. And these are great. I especially like something like this. I think I actually already have this exact brush from them, and it's one of my favorites. It's really nice if you have a hooded eye to really get into that outer V and be able to carve something out. They do have a lot of give though, the What's Up Beauty brushes, but these are, I believe, made in Japan. That's what they told me anyways. So, and I believe they're real goat hair brushes. So this is R108. Then they also sent me like a flat shader. This is R110, which is really nice for like packing things all over the lid. This is a bit big for what I like, but this is a good crease shade. This is a bit stiffer than most things, so this is also really good for like buffing things out. It's the R109. Then I have a really nice pencil brush. I love a good pencil brush, like for your inner corner highlight, for smudging out the lower lash line. The R107 I definitely want to try out and see, because I always struggle finding really good like pencil brushes like that, because a lot of them are too big and they don't quite work. Then they also have this really nice detail brush. It's a very small flat shader brush, which is great if you have smaller eyes like I do. I just don't have that much lid space. I know on camera it looks like I've got tons of space. I don't, because this is my brow bone, so I can really only apply eyeshadow there. Most brushes are far too big for my lids. But yeah, to sort of do a halo eye with this and like just have that accent color, that's what this is lovely for, the R111. And then we have the R112, and this is the smallest, I'm not sure if you can even see this, it's the smallest flat-topped eyelinery kind of brush that I've ever found. These brushes are great for tight lining, so to really get under there and to get into your lash line and wiggle a shade into your lashes, this kind of brush. These I love. I have one from Sigma that I've had for years, but because this is so small, you can be very targeted. So I'm very curious to see how this one will go. I haven't tried these yet. The Geodes palette, the thing that I'm super excited to try, because color story wise, this has my name written all over it. You get some cooler tone browns, something that's grayish green, like some of the names actually correspond to the nail polish shades as well. So Earth-like and Peridot and Clay, Rhodonite, Agate, like they're all here. Crystal is in here. So I think that's good. The shade Rock has me excited. Like, it's such a good neutrally toned brown. It very much reminds me of something like the Adept palettes in terms of the way it looks, but this has more mattes. It's a little bit more workable. The only thing I probably don't love is the yellow, like if we cover up the yellow, but everything here, it's like neutrals with a bit of warmth, with a bit of coolness, with the purples, and then that lovely sort of greenish multi-chrome. I'm very excited to see how Citrine will look, because that's a yellow, but that can be stunning as an inner corner highlight. We get a bunch of shimmers in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes, and everything else has a shimmer, and it looks absolutely stunning. Look at the packaging. Let's just take a moment. I'm in love with this thing. It's swatched beautifully. As I mentioned, I knew What's Up Beauty can do really good makeup, and what I've tried from them in the past, I've really enjoyed, which is why I said yes when they contacted me. So thank you very much, What's Up Beauty, for sending this over. I will definitely be putting it into future reviews and tell you more about it, because I'm super happy with this. And then the other brand that contacted me and that I was afraid was going to be lost in the shuffle, because this package took such a long time to get here. but it's Alter Ego. They also sent me a message saying, hey, would you like to try our Midsummer palette? So in case you're unfamiliar, Alter Ego is the brand that dupes a lot of more expensive palettes. That's their spiel, that's what they're known for. And I'm not someone who wants to encourage you to buy dupe palettes. However, these are far more affordable and sometimes even still available because some of the palettes I have here are dupes for palettes that no longer exist. So it may be a way to get your hands on a color story that you may want to get, but at a fraction of the price. And I know not everybody can, you know, afford some of the eyeshadow palettes I have. I'm of the opinion that I like to save up for those things and then buy them, maybe hold out a little bit longer. I definitely don't need to get them straight away. But I think this is a good escape also if you're a beginner in makeup and you don't want to splurge and spend a lot of money on makeup, because I've swatched these and I'm impressed. I mean, I have to say, this doesn't feel the same. These palettes don't feel the same way as the color stories that they're duping. They've also been rearranged to not have them be 100% dupes. And I definitely want to do a video in the past couple of months where I compare the palettes to the originals, because I have the original palettes for all of these, so that we can really see, okay, how close are they actually. The formula feels very differently, but it definitely feels like a good eyeshadow formula for sure. Very creamy, buttery smooth, and I can't wait to put these on my face and try them because I think I'm gonna like these a lot. Even though they aren't necessarily something I need in my personal makeup collection, I think it can be good for a review, which is why I wanted to try them. And Alter Ego, I think until pretty recently, didn't ship outside of the United States. They are doing that now, I've heard. So I'm super happy that I can now try them as well. So the Midsummer is the thing they wanted me to show you. And this is a dupe for the ABH Nouveau. And I have the original one. And actually, now that I've swatched this, some of the shimmers in here I like better than the ABH, just based on a finger swatch. Of course, I haven't put it on my lids, but especially this shade, which is my favorite shade in the ABH palette, but it just reminds me of how beautiful that is. Yeah, this Festival shade, yeah. And I do really like how it's been rearranged, because we now get all the greens together in this palette. Some of the neutrals are together, and then we get the warm tones with the purple over on this side. So I definitely think that this layout also makes a bit more sense to me. So I can't wait to try this, and that one shimmer had me super impressed because of then they sent me the Coastal. And I think this is also one of their newer releases as well. And this is a dupe for one of my all-time favorite palettes. This is the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz dupe. And here again, we get the warm tones together, we get some of the pinky tones together. We also get that weird bold thing in here that the Huda Beauty has. But it's one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes for a reason. This is my color story to a T. And we get some really lovely cool tone shimmers in here like we do with the Huda Beauty. So I can't wait to put this on my face. I really, really can't. It just, the Huda Beauty has a couple of these marbled shades, and they've tried to do that here as well. And I feel the marbling isn't as obvious with these, but that could actually mean that the shades are easier to work with, because with those marbly shades, depending on how you stick your brush in, you sometimes don't get some part of the shade at all. Whereas with this, it's going to be more of a unified color. So it may actually be easier to use if you're a beginner than the original Huda Beauty, which is 3 times more expensive than this is. And I mentioned how they also do dupes for palettes that are no longer around. If you've missed out on the Natasha Denona Gold, the Alter Ego Goddess palette is the dupe for that. I did rearrange my gold palette, so this shade I no longer have, the very yellow tone gold, wasn't my favorite shade to begin with, but I still have my gold palette, so I can definitely see if some of the duochromes that are in here, if they are as shiny as the ones in the Natasha Denona for sure. And it's good to have a dupe with this. I don't travel with a lot of my more expensive palettes because I'm afraid they'll break. But something like this, which is also a lot smaller, it's got very easy to carry around packaging. It still looks cute. It's got amazing quality shadow. Might mean that I actually am now going to be traveling with a color story like this because it's just so much easier to manage. and I don't have to be afraid that I'll break a €129 eyeshadow palette in the run as well. So that's another reason why buying something like this might make sense for some people. I definitely am very impressed with the way these things swatched. I hadn't expected it. It's a brand I've never tried before, but yeah, I like it. And then they just threw in some of their other best-selling products, their eyeshadow primer and one of their liquid lipsticks, which I'm going to be trying as well. Eyeshadow primer takes me a long time to use up, so it's probably going to be a long time till I'll get around to this, but I'm just going to pop it into my makeup collection and try it at some point. And then I just have a very, very small bit of makeup left that I've actually bought with my own money. First up, this. This is the Oden's Eye Jewels and Gem eyeshadow palette. I already announced it when I showed this in my new makeup releases video that I was going to buy this and that it was making its way to me. This color story just really appealed to me. Plus, I wanted to test a theory because a lot of people have been commenting on how I am the only person on the planet that didn't seem to be over the moon in love with the Christmas palettes, which were released last year and that a lot of creators put into their top 10 all-time favorite eyeshadow palettes. I love the color stories, but I didn't love the quality of the eyeshadows. So I thought, I'm gonna be buying myself an Oden's Eye release that appeals to me this year the minute it launches. Because my theory is that, like some other brands, there is a batch problem with Oden's Eye eyeshadows, where if you buy from one batch, you've got a great palette, and if you buy it from another batch, you still get a decent quality makeup product, but it's not the kind of quality that I would go raving about. And from just swatching this, my theory, my hypothesis is being confirmed, because this was much better in a swatch than I remember those Christmas palettes swatching, and I didn't buy those upon release because I didn't have the budget at the time, so I held out. And I bought it when they re-released them for the second round, and they discontinued them right after. I think I bought them on Friday, and by Monday they were gone. So I definitely got it in a later batch. And I think that that's just something that we see with these, especially more affordable indie brands that produce their makeup in China, because these are made in China, that there is just a lack of quality control, and they just reorder another batch without testing whether the quality is actually the same. I think that's what might be happening. That I don't want to shame the brand here, because that's not what's going on. I don't think that's something they are at fault at, but I think that that's why you may hear different opinions about some brands and the products that they have. So far, this Jewels and Gems eyeshadow palette looks like it's a color story that I'm going to enjoy, and B, in a formula that I'm going to enjoy, because I did swatch it because I was very curious whether this was going to be anything different, and I feel that just the way from touching these, they already felt a lot better and more consistent with the good quality that I know Oden's Eye can have, because I've tried other Oden's Eye palettes in the past that I feel weren't like those Christmas palettes. So I can't wait to put this on my eyes. It's probably going to happen, like all of these palettes are up for review in August and September, so you can definitely see this review coming pretty soon. And finally, I decided to try a new brand. I found it on Zalando. They were having a 20 or 25% off sale with this brand, and I don't know how to pronounce it. So if you know how this brand is supposed to be pronounced, let me know. It's spelled with a 3 and then Ina. So I've heard people call this Mina. I've also heard people call it 3 Ina. I don't know how to say it, but they are I believe they're based in Spain, and their products are made in Germany. It's a European-based, drugstore-priced brand that focuses on color. If you want color, if you want to be super creative with your makeup, this brand does it at a pretty reasonable price point. I'm not calling them cheap, because in Europe, no makeup is cheap. Everything is sort of around that €15 mark with this brand, so it's not super affordable. I think I paid around 30-35 euros for just these 3 products, but I was like, I'm gonna try them. I did buy boring neutral shades because that's who I am. And then one thing that's a little bit more exciting, but they have red cream eyeshadow that you can use as liner. I haven't seen a brand do things that had, like, they just really tickled an itch with me. I actually saw them for the first time on some TikTok accounts that I'm following. And I saw then Robert Welch doing a video with them. I spotted them at Notino first when I was looking for drugstore foundations. I was like, oh yeah, that's that one brand. But I was a bit insecure. I wasn't sure what to get. And then because I saw them having that 20% off deal on a lot of these on Zalando, I was like, I'm just going to snatch it up and give it a try. So I bought one of their eyeshadow sticks. This is in shade 963. All of their shades are numbered. Oh, I actually got the cream shadow in the same shade. So they seem to be numbering the same shades across different products. That's helpful. This is a really nice, like, minky taupey shade, which we all know I love. So I wanted to pick something that was in my comfort zone. This is the reason why I didn't buy the Moira cream shadows yet. I placed an order with Moira as well, but that's still, it's making its way to me. It's coming from the US. It's probably going to take 6 weeks to get here. So I'll show that to you at the start of August. But I already got these in because Zalando has next day shipping. This is the reason why I didn't buy those, because I found this and this just looked so stunning. I'm going to keep the little protector on just to be on the safe side and hopefully make sure this stays. But look at that shade. Right up my street. And then they also had this stunning navy blue. And we all know I love a navy blue, but how stunning is it if you want to do a navy blue smoky eye to have a shimmering cream, like it's between a navy and an electric blue. It's got a deeper base, but it does have the vibrancy of an electric blue in the shimmer. This just looked absolutely stunning to me. This is the shade 836. I wanted to pick up so many more products of this brand, but I was like, I'll try these 3 bits first and try them. And if I love the formulas and they stay put really well and they don't crease on me and I end up loving these, if that's the case, I might go back for more. They seem to have stunning blushes. They seem to be having some stunning lipstick ranges. Like, they do blue liquid lipstick, like bullet lipsticks even, in like a dark forest green. I don't know. I would not wear dark forest green lipstick in my day-to-day life, but I haven't seen a brand at this price point doing anything like it since, oh, I don't know, years. It's been at least a decade. So I'm glad that they're trying. They're also sort of labeling themselves as like the colorful makeup brand. So if you love your color, if you love getting creative with your makeup, then 3ina or Mina or however it is pronounced, I think is a brand you can look into. They actually have an official website, and they are now sort of being sold at different retailers within the European Union as well. So I hope everybody can get their hands on that brand, but I had seen them floating around and I haven't heard anybody talking about this brand in the beauty community, at least none of the videos I watch. So that's why I figured I could come on here and give them a try and talk about a brand that I haven't heard anybody else really talking about. So thank you very much for watching today. Those were all the bits I bought this time round. There's a bit more coming my way already. I did place an order for some more Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. Yes, I hope they're going to be here soon. Hopefully next week. I'll show you the shades I got in my next video, which I'll do in August, but I will already be filming a video with those Lisa Eldridge lipsticks very soon, because I would, if this order goes well, if all these shades show up at my doorstep, I will have the entire True Velvet line, which means we're going to be doing another Lisa Eldridge lipstick review video later this month. Can't wait to do that as well. So lots of new exciting bits that I'm going to be trying. I'm super happy I got these. So thank you again to What's Up Beauty and Alter Ego for sending me some bits. And I'm definitely going to be keeping you up to date on how I feel about these. So thanks so very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. Thumbs it up if you liked it. I come on here several times a week to talk about makeup, eyeshadow palettes, and all of the things I love. So if you'd like to stay tuned for all of that goodness, all you need to do is click subscribe down below. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.